Hi and welcome to another game video, and in today's video I want to talk about remasters, remakes, game collections, and this seems to be a big thing in the gaming world. Remastering games, putting old games onto new systems and charging a fortune for it. It seems to be bigger than ever, and I think it reflects a lack of innovation or a lack of direction in new gaming, and also a nod to the fact that some games are left on older systems, especially consoles that don't feature backward compatibility, and people still want to play them. Console makers, developers know that, so they re-release these on new systems, either as a game on its own, maybe a couple of games or a collection of games, and yeah, it seems to be a big thing at the minute. I'm a big fan of the Nintendo Switch, and it has gotten a lot of re-releases, but it's not exclusive to the Switch platform. This happens on every platform. Going way back, you had game collections. Sega were big for this with the likes of the Mega Drive collection. You could get that re-released on everything, but that's a collection. You're getting 4 or more classic games, most of the time without much done to it, and you could play them on your newer systems. Nintendo did it with the likes of the NES classics on the Game Boy Advance, and even with Super Mario Advance on the Game Boy Advance. It was a little bit of a remake, but it was more pulling those SNES games across to a newer platform. And this video was kind of sparked by the likes of Crisis Remastered, Burnout Paradise Remastered, Destroy All Humans, which has been re-brought onto newer systems. And a big one is The Last of Us. I originally played this on the PlayStation 3 and it was superb, but then it got remastered onto the PS4, cost a fortune. It's then been brought out on the PS5 and you've got to pay for that again. And it's the same with GTA 5. Originally a PlayStation 3 game, then it was brought out on the PS4, then it was released on the PS5, and each time you have to pay for it. It's annoying. I mean, and they're charging full price for some of these games. You could get away with it if you were bringing these games out as sort of a budget title, as a cut down price, but you can pay £50, £60 for a game on a newer system that you've already bought on previous systems. More recently you've got things like, the news that the original Halo game for the Xbox is being remastered for newer systems, albeit it's just the campaign only, and it's being remastered for newer systems, including the PlayStation, and you can bet that that's gonna cost quite a bit. This is a game that you've already bought. It's kind of been lost on older consoles, so they're gonna redo it, bring it out new consoles, and charge you for it a lot. Nintendo are the king of re-releasing games on newer systems. I've lost count the number of times some of the Mario games have been repackaged, rebadged, re-released on each of their current system. Yeah, you've got things like Wii U games brought over to the Switch, like Mario Kart 8 on the Wii U was brought across as Mario Kart 8 Deluxe on the Switch. Super Mario 3D World from the Wii U was brought over to the Switch, albeit with the addition of Bowser's Fury, and each time they charge an absolute fortune for them. Super Mario Galaxy and Super Mario Galaxy 2 for the Wii was brought across to the Switch, and it's just a trend that really needs to stop. I'm all for bringing these games across. If you've got backward compatibility for previous systems, there's really not a lot of need for it, because you could still play your older games. It's like when you went from the Wii U to the Switch, there was no way of bringing your physical games across to the Switch, so Nintendo made you play them again. The same with when Sony went from the PS3 to the PS4, there was no backward compatibility, so they remastered a lot of games and resold them on the PS4. That is, it's a thing that I really don't like. It's a bit different if you're having a collection of games. So on the PlayStation 3 you got Uncharted 1, 2 and 3. That was rebadged on the PlayStation 4. I think it was called the Nathan Drake Collection, and while you did pay for that, you were getting 3 games for your money. The same with the Crisis trilogy. Awesome games on the PS3, I think it was. I re-bought them as the Crisis trilogy remastered on the Switch. And while the price tag was quite high, you were getting 3 games for that. Same with things like the Serious Sam collection, and there's quite a few sort of collections of games that either are ported straight across as they are or remastered, and you feel like you're getting a little bit more for your money, even though you've already bought them all individually previously. To rebuy them as a collection, a remastered collection, you're getting a bit of an update. You're getting updated graphics. You're getting maybe DLCs thrown in, and you're also getting sort of like 3-4 games for that price. But it does kind of shape the way that the world is going. Remasters, re-releases, they are huge in the gaming world, and while it's nice, you can play your older games on newer systems. I think that the crux of it is that they charge you an absolute fortune for it. Big example is Super Mario Galaxy and Super Mario Galaxy 2 has been released for the Switch and the Switch 2, but you got to pay something like £60 for them. These are Wii games that you've probably already paid £50-60 for originally in the first place, and then you're expected to rebuy them because of, well, you can't bring them from previous consoles. And companies like Nintendo, they see a gap, or they see an opportunity to rekindle some of the nostalgia, and they charge you for it. So let me know what your thoughts are on remasters and remakes. I did ask my sons about it. One of them has played quite a lot of remasters, and doesn't mind them, as long as the price tag is okay, as long as they've done maybe some quality of life improvements, or they throw in some extras. But my other son quite surprised me. He won't touch a remaster because he likes to play the game as it was, and I do get that. Going back to Halo, there's a big sort of hoo-ha about the new Halo Combat Evolved, which is now going to be called Halo Campaign Evolved, where they've changed some of the game mechanics and changed some of the game physics, so you're not getting to play the game as you remember it. It changes the way the game plays, and I don't think that's a good idea. I'm all for remasters. I think they should be, the price should be reflected, and if you're getting 3-4 games remastered as a bundle, I think you're getting kind of a bit of a better deal. But the crux of it is that you're still rebuying games that you've already bought once, and if all of the companies kept up with backward compatibility, Microsoft are pretty good at it, then there'd be no need for you to rebuy games. You could just play them as they were on your current system. So let me know what you think. Remakes, remasters, collections of games. What do you think of them? Like, subscribe, enjoy.